little old me isn't, emphasis on old, isn't a huge fan of social media. I mean, maybe a decade ago, I enjoyed it a lot more because it was less about work and more about sharing a passion. That's beside the point essentially, because I've come to appreciate it maybe a little bit more recently, because a couple months ago I got an email from a company that basically went along the following lines, saying that we noticed that you enjoy small, lightweight, fun to drive vehicles, and we would like for you to take one of our products for a spin. That company happened to be Polaris, and they were essentially offering me the opportunity to test drive one of these, a Polaris Slingshot. I will admit, at first I was a little bit hesitant. I, yes, consider myself a driver, but this type of vehicle, and especially two-wheeled vehicles, are way outside of my scope of expertise. I mean, I did once drive a 125cc scooter and almost immediately within a meter crashed it into a cement median. That's how good I am on two-wheeled things. But I figured, you know what, my balance might be off, but Slingshot has three wheels. There's also the fact that many, many years ago, actually I think 2012 or 2013, about 10 years ago, I got to drive a T-Rex in Southern California. Suffice it to say that I absolutely was blown away by the performance, the handling, the visceral psychoticness of the experience. So as you can obviously tell, I didn't say no to the offer. So here we are in the presence of a 2022 Slingshot SLR, which is the second of 4 different trims for the Slingshot. And so far, I'm feeling maybe not 10 years younger, but maybe 5 years younger. And I am feeling the fizzes, the noises, I mean, even my beard is kind of vibrating from driving this thing. I've always kind of got it, but now I get it all the more ever so-ish. I don't know. I make it up as I go along, as you very well know. Anyhow, in the following video, we'll do the usual walk around of, well, in this case, a 3-wheeled vehicle. Talk about pricing and a few things that, well, I'll show you a few things about the Polaris Slingshot, and then I will do my best to take you along for a quick ride with me. Not exactly sure where or how I'm going to mount my phone, or if the mic is going to work in the helmet, but that should be an experience unto itself. So I'm looking forward to it. Can't make you any promises. So please hang on and let's find out more about the 2022 Polaris Slingshot. All right, so let's get started. So that is one really fat, meaty carbon fiber reinforced drive belt. No, I'm sorry, that's kind of silly way to start the video, but yeah, that's a 305 section rear tire, 20-inch wheel. Actually, on all Polaris Slingshots, you get an 18-inch front wheel and 20-inch rear wheel setup. As far as the layout is concerned, I mean, look, styling wise, it cannot be mistaken for absolutely anything else than a Polaris Slingshot. It's really, I mean, how can I put it? It's like an utterly aggressive road muncher, destroyer, I don't know, kit car that just wants to get out there and dominate it. It's pretty severe, but at the same time, there are parts of it that are kind of tame. I mean, you can see like the tub, you know, there are no decorations. It's just very straightforward. But I mean, look, overall, this thing is a heck of a lot bigger than you think. It's 3.8 meters long and it's like 1.9 meters wide. That's one of the weirdest things about this. I mean, the front is wider than most cars. I mean, I had it parked face to face with an Elantra N that I had recently, and this thing sticks out tremendously on both sides. But then when you're backing up, you have so much, you know, the width it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing back here. Okay, whole bunch of stuff that's completely pointless. All right, so the base SL, the first Slingshot model, starts at $34,149. The SLR, as you see right here, there you go, is $37,949. Then there's the R, which is $42,149 Canadian, always. And then the top trim Signature LE, $45,249. From what I can tell, based on the specs and the layouts and the information available on Slingshot's website, this is kind of the sweet spot because you get the more power and you get sport seats. But look, first what you get in the base Slingshot, a 7-inch display, Rockford Fosgate audio, the 18-inch wheels of 20, keyless start. And then when you move up to the SLR, you get ride command, same 7-inch display, the two-tone colors. So that's a telltale sign that this is an SLR other than the badge. Of course, it's the forged orange with the matte gray and the black. You can also get it with red, matte gray, and the black. Those are the only two colors available for the SLR. When you go up to the R, there's a bunch of greens and blues and other colors like that. And sport seats, yeah. Oh, and by the way, the windscreen is 7.5 inches, vertical, top to bottom. It's yeah, that's going to be interesting, trying to mount that my phone on there. Hopefully it won't fly off while I'm on the highway. One final lap, coilovers, springs, dampers, nice setup actually while I'm going around. This is where you put the fuel in, just in case you wanted to know that. Great lesson in suspension components. Dual wishbone, you see your sway bar, your link, your coilover. It's really, really cool that all of that is visible. I have to say it's I don't know, that's part of the excitement. Okay, I'm on the wrong side. So, sports seats. So the material here, what's really cool is, well, you may have noticed, there's no roof. Now the sun's out, but this stuff, so it's rained inside the Polaris, obviously, but this just wipes right off and it's immediately dry, so that's kind of cool. So storage, you can actually use this. I mean, you got these bins up here, but I wouldn't actually use them for anything useful or of value because it'd just go flying out. But storage, I'm casting a shadow. Cup holders, which come in handy. There's storage over here too. And then there's the main storage. I'm going to do this without slamming a seat in my face. That almost happened. Okay, so you got two of these bins behind the seats, and they serve one main purpose, and that is to store your full face helmet, which is mandatory when you're driving one of these things. See, I have my small camera equipment bag and I have a hoodie squeezed in under there. So it's actually, if you figure you carry your helmet with you, you and your favorite person, go for a weekend away and use the Polaris, which could be kind of cool. Okay, so let's, I'm gonna change side while you get a shot of the interior. I was not going to go in, but I might as well. Okay, so let's do that. So yeah, tube frame, obviously. Getting in is just a matter of sliding right down and not forgetting both your feet. There's your start button. Oh yeah, I chose to not take the automatic. That might surprise you. There's a 7-inch display. It's got all kinds of menus, navigation. Yes, come on. Okay. Get lost, yeah. See with nav, you can get lost. This is kind of important. There we go, yeah. This is the most important aspect of the whole thing. Did I mention Rockford Fosgate? I did, but I haven't turned it on because I'm just enjoying the moments. But these are your, come back. These are your drive modes. I've tried this once and it just really, really dulls the throttle response and it kind of takes away from the experience. So by default, when you're not sure, Slingshot all the way. Okay, so here are your digital gauges. There's your tachometer, your speedo, the time, fuel gauge. You still have an analog speedo, and yes, that goes all the way up to 8,500 RPM. The steering wheel is actually kind of nice. The spokes are a little bit fat, but the rim itself is thin, so you can get a good grip, like lay out your 9 and 3. Audio controls, cruise control. Yes, you get cruise control on this, so you can go for a ride. I think that's about it when it comes to this. Looking around and there isn't anything else, so yeah, now it's time for the drive. Okay, we're gonna try this again, and I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna almost whisper, and hopefully it's gonna work. Okay, so one of the main reasons why I say the SLR is the sweet spot is because It is the first version to get the full output from the naturally aspirated 4-cylinder 2-liter engine. In the base SL, it puts out 172 horsepower and 120 pound-feet of torque. When you step into the SLR, you get 203 horsepower at 8,250 RPM and 144 pound-feet of torque at 6,500 RPM. So this is one hell of a rever and a screamer. It's very ragged too, and I absolutely love that. Now, so if you can put the power down, the SLR, the Slingshot, will do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 4.9 seconds. Now it's like, Mustang GT times or something like that. But the thing is that you're so low to the ground and so exposed to the elements that it feels like you're taking off in a rocket. Obviously what I just did is not the way to launch the Slingshot, but hey, we can always have a little bit of fun now, can't we? Showed you manual, obviously fully synchronized 5-speed. It is superb. It's heavy. It's extremely mechanical. You feel the shifts almost, and the clutch is heavy, but it's still precise. It's not sloppy at all. It's a lot of fun, and the pedal placement is perfect for the heel toe and throttle responsive. I showed you the drive modes in Slingshot is spot on. It's actually really, really good compared to comfort. Anyway, okay, what else? So it's quick. Oh yeah, when you do start it up when it's cold, say in the morning or after having not driven it for a few hours, the old 2-liter isn't too happy about revving anywhere near 2,000 RPM or more, so it needs a few minutes, to wake up, as we all do every morning, right? But then when it does wake up, holy crap, it's just a monster. Thankfully, brakes are nice, and they remind me of the ones in the WRX, where brake pedal response isn't that great, but stopping power is very present. Driving this thing though does require all your attention. Like driving a motorcycle, you have to look exactly where it is you want to go. I can't even tell if you can hear it anymore, but anyhow, the point is that if you back your attention off, you will pay for it. Absolutely pay for it. But when you're in it, when it hits its stride and you're involved in driving, what an experience. What an experience. Steering is 2.5 turns lock to lock, and it really feels like it almost feels like it's connected to your soul somehow. I don't know. There's no onset to play per se, and ways up wonderfully. Besides the 5-speed manual transmission, the best part are the coilovers. Bumps? What bumps? The suspension is incredible. Coilovers almost level everything out. It's unbelievable how comfortable the ride is for what this thing is. I mean, it is essentially the main reason why this could be considered a touring toy as opposed to a track toy, but it obviously can be a track toy as well. The only comment I can make against this thing is that even for $37,000, it's not expensive, but you can get a WRX, you can get an Elantra N, you can get a GTI. For a few extra $1,000, you can get a Golf R. It's not the same, but it's the same. But as far as an absolute visceral, involving, beard electrifying driving experience, beast like the Polaris Slingshot can give you that. It is, it's like a quadruple special shot in the afternoon, which is what it is right now. Anyhow, that's it. I hope this worked.